gone through it, you've double checked it, you've triple checked it. Now we go to the fun part. We have to submit this. And I have a book. It's I went to a course. Yeah, that's what I need. And we have to go into the website here. Give it a second. Just wait for it to come up. All right. 5:30. It's you got to look for CDX, and what it is, it's Central. Yeah, don't use that because that's all my passwords.
Oops.
That's all right. Central Data Exchange. And click it. It will come up here. Click it again. Double click it. Come on. And it gets you in. You have a user ID and a password. I don't care if you know about my user one. The way it was set up, you can either use capital or you can take it all back and use small. You don't want to leave any gaps. I had set mine up at Yahoo. All right. And then my password. Now I just shut it off for a second. I'll show you what you can see.
Yep.
All right. So we get the password in, and every 3 months they will tell you that you have to change your password. All I do on mine is change one letter in the password. It's so many numbers and one capital, so many letters and so many numbers. Click it on. I get the permitted signature. Click to that. Now you come to this point, and this is all important. You're going to probably have to write it in sequence. You go to continue to net DMR, click it. Page comes up. I go down to the word all, hit that, and then go to search, hit the search. And all our DMRs will come up. Now the one we're working on is this one right here. And we have 2 different types of discharge permits. It's 001A and 001B. The 001B is the toxicity one. And that's a different form, a little bit different. It's the same information, but it's different information on it. The same form, but just different information. And I probably can go to it. Well, we'll go to this one first. Then you just hit go. There you are. And this is timed. You see right now, you got 30 minutes in this thing, and if you don't, you can reset yourself by just, save and continue, and she'll go back to the time again. So that's something you want to be careful of, that when you're doing this, you don't want to start it, walk off and do something else and come back to it. You get here, close the door, and just do it. Oops, sorry.
No, you're good.
All right, so the information that we had taken from started off with this sheet. We transpose it to this sheet, put it on this sheet with all the information, with these 2 sheets. That now transfer to this, which matches up with your form. So you have the BOD right there, and you write down 104, and it has the monthly average, the 275. Now if you, let me do one here. I'm gonna change this, see if I don't screw it up. 300. Now it's saved. Let's see if I can save it. What happens? See what happens? It brings up a little note that you're in violation. And you gotta look at it and say, why am I in violation? Well, you're over the 275. So it actually helps you out that if you forget to do something, oops. There. Put that number back in. I'll save and continue. And it clears itself. And it says right up here, your changes have been saved. This is all blank form when you start off, so you put your name, last name, title, and your phone number, and you make sure you have it just the way it is listed here. If it doesn't, if you go like that, let's say you forgot a number, and you try saving it again, right there, you must enter a 10-digit phone number. So it tells you. And see, there were errors processing your request. And brings it back. So now you just fill out the form. The 150, the 24, 29, 41, there was no violations. And over on this side you can see, it's two times per week. 24 hours. That's got the 242, no violation. Down to this one, I rounded it up to 100. That's why I gotta look and double check myself here, because that one. Yeah. So that's what I did there was incorrect. See, it was 149.4, so that's what it should be. It should be 149, not 150. This is why I do this 3 times or 4 times, double checking myself. 0 there. Throw that back up there. Look at my paperwork again. All right, next one is the pH, 6.61, 7.18, not a violation. This is once per day, and it's a grab sample. That's what GR stands for. It's a daily. That's twice, it says right on there, twice a week, daily. Go down a little bit. See, I left it like that, so I can actually go back and boom, boom, 71. 107, 16. I went to 24.5. I rounded up to 25, 32, 0. To 246, 0, because there's no violation. And if you do have a violation, you have to mark here how many times you have a violation. All right, next one is I rounded it, this was 16.9, rounded up to 17. Turn to the next page. This is a once monthly. See, it tells you twice per month, monthly, 1 for 30 days. And it was the phosphorus test. Phosphorus, it was 0.050. The next one is the arsenic. And on this one, there is something you have to do. You see, it says less than 0.001. Well, what you have to do is bring this up, and you have to click the sign so it shows there. See, like this one down here, this has an equal signs to it and a downward arrow. Hit the downward arrow, and it gives you options where to go. And if you don't do it correctly, if it's reading less than, you just have to put it in. You just don't put 0.001 because it doesn't know. So you have to, and it will tell you that you made a mistake, and you got to figure out what you did wrong. And then you go down here, and this is aluminum, and that's just where it is, and there was no violations there. So the next thing I do is I will save it because there was a change made. Save and continue. I go to the page 2. There we go. Now page 2 has the flow, and this is important. Because rock, sand, and gravel is taking flow from us, this is our normal flow going out of the treatment plant. Is 587 on that particular day. I'm going to go down to here. All right. Our flow going out of the treatment plant on this particular day was 713,000 gallons. But rock, sand, and gravel took 322,000 gallons, and they took it to their wash plant. So that never went to the river. So you have to subtract that number from this number, which gives you the 319. So when I do everything, I come down here. Normally in the wintertime, or if you didn't have somebody taking water like Brock does, the number would be 696,000 that went to the Merrimack River. In actuality, it was 572,000 that went to the river. So you mark that down. You mark down the max, which is still going to be this one over here, the 819. It's in million gallons. That's good. Next thing we do is we come to the chlorine. And I made a mistake on this one. It was 0.72 is a monthly average, which will come off of this sheet here, right there. 0.72 is the monthly average. And then you have a max. And the max was actually 4. And it goes off. All right. So we made a change there. And on this one, okay, I just look at the time. You can see they all have these different numbers and letters. Well, this actually had like 1 in 30, I think is what it was. Because that's all they're requesting. Get back out of here. Go down. Yeah. And what I was told by the state, because I do more than one test, which goes back to this sheet here, in chlorine, all we're required to do is 1. But for proper operations, I did 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you have to do when reporting this, it's not 1 per 30, because that is what's required. I do more, so you just put XXX. That's what I was told by DES. And that tells them that I'm doing more than 1 test per day. You got the E. coli, the average there, and this is it's a log average. So when you're looking at this sheet here, it was less than 1, less than 1, less than 1, 2, less than 1. It's a logarithm of this number, is what it is. It's not a daily average. It's a logarithm, and that stays the same. Now, if we happen to do more tests, like he does quarterly, he'll do one this month. This number will change, and we have to do how many we actually did. So I did 3, 6, 9, 12. If he does another one, it's going to be 14. So I go to here and go down and let's see which I want to use. Right there. We did 14 in the 30. So under normal conditions, you don't have to change it. But when you do an extra test, which he does as a blank, and actually goes to he does a blank, but another one he does to the state for a double check, that gets recorded too. So on some of these sheets, you will see this one, and then underneath it, the state average might be less than 1, so it still comes out, but you have to change the numbers because now you did 14s, 13, not 14. It'd be 13. And that tells the state that you did 1 extra test. But we didn't do that, so we go back to not saved. That's all right. Let's see. It was 1 in 30. Or 3 in 30. 30. I gotta hold on. Hold on for it's 3. Yes, it's gotta be 3 per week. So it's gotta be.